Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today got the bike back from its 10,000 mile service done, and now just trying to ride. Got new tires. Got the was it Metzler Tour 2s, which is basically the newest version of the current tires that were on it. And so far the bike feels a little weird, but I think it's because of the new tires, and also, like, I used to hit these, not the snakes, but the actual cracks in the road, and the bike used to kind of pull me along on them. So far these ones don't do that, which is nice. I think I probably rode those other tires a little longer than I probably should have, being that they would do that to me. But yeah, I haven't had a chance to ride the bike. I got it done on like a Thursday, and the weather's like, and Phoenix like, yeah, you know what, we're gonna hit 110s for the next few days in a row, and it's like, come on, really? So she hasn't had a chance to go out and play. So today, before I go to work this week, I thought I'd give her a ride, make sure everything feels okay before I do a long ride to work, and see how these tires feel. So make sure nothing else got updated on her that I'm not aware of. Trying to see if the different feelings I'm getting is just because of the tires, or did they change a setting I don't know about. So right now I'm kind of bouncing through some of my settings just to make sure everything's current. Guess this light's not operable yet. So hope everyone's doing well. I hope if you're in that storm path that went through, if you're safe and no injuries. Things can be replaced, but I hope people are okay. Just sucks, but we all have our complications. And yeah. Hello, pedestrian. Oh, I have a friend. I didn't see you. I haven't ridden this road in a little while. It's just kind of nice little nothing road. You know, like the safe part of it is, I guess, one lane, but it's one lane each direction with a nice blocker in the middle, so it's a nice little cruise road for a couple miles. So far, everything feels about right. I still gotta work on my vibration in my handlebars. So the guy at the dealership, when I was talking to him, and he asked me about what I like and don't like about the bike, and I'm like, well, the bike's got some quirks that I wasn't quite expecting. Like, one is the clutch. Like, this clutch has been so finicky that it'll kill the bike if I don't do a full clutch grab versus a two-finger grab. That spacing that my fingers are stopping the clutch from being pulled in any further will not disengage the engine completely, and so it's like, oh, that's not how I'm used to riding, but I guess it is what it is. And then, so that's a quirk I kind of alerted around. I'm kind of debating on seeing if I can find some shorties for the clutch and brake. But just haven't had a chance to really see a lot of accessories for this yet. I'm going to try a couple websites, I think. Oh, construction zone. closer. Looks like they're making this a 3-lane or 2-lane. But yeah, nice little beautiful area. There is one development over there I noticed on the map. Other than that, there's like nothing here. So it says 25 and you guys are doing 50. Whatever. As long as there's a speeding ticket goes to you and not me, I'm happy. Alright, let's go back to my normal mode. So yeah, sorry, this little construction zone kind of messed me. So I told him about the clutch, and he's like, yeah, I just let learn the quirks. I also told him about the vibration in my handlebars, and he told me, he's like, hey, you should try this company. I think it was called Bar Snake. And what it does, it's a rubberized tube that you feed into the handlebars. It looks like. And it's like a vibration dampener for inside the bar. So I went and looked it up. I haven't ordered anything yet, but it's a little interesting because it's like such a small company. It's all private sale only kind of stuff, and so. But he says he has it on his bike, and he's going to order it for another one of his bikes, and really likes it. Like, well, you know, if it's a $100 item that, you know, solves that vibration where you're like, you know, on the highway, you just, for a couple minutes, my hand just goes numb. It's like, that just doesn't feel safe when you're doing highway runs, and, you know, you need to be able to hold the brake down properly. You don't have feelings in your hand. That's one of my biggest gripes with this bike is that clutch line, or the not clutch, well, that too, but the vibration it gives in on highway speed, or I guess the high RPMs. I mean, I do have bar ends on it, but it's still just either I'm not finding the bike's happy point where the vibration and everything kind of smooths out, or I just need to find something else to help with that. Yeah, I'll keep playing with it. See what I find. But yeah, I was telling him the only other funky thing was the key fob situation where I already killed a battery on that in 4 months. That was a little earlier than anticipated. But yeah, all in all, the bike's been doing really well for me. So I really can't complain too much. Other than it like wants dealership to work on it. That's kind of annoyance. Like to reset all the data and make sure there's no. This is the most digital bike I've had, so it's like to go through all the settings and everything, and how I would do is like at the dealership. And so this one might have been only a couple $100 for this oil change and spot inspection that they did on tires. The next one's going to be like $1,500 or so, I think, because they actually do a valve clearance check and all that stuff, and they have to tear half the bike apart to go through all those settings in it. So every other one's going to be a pricey one. It's kind of one of the reasons why I like looking at getting a project bike is, one, give me something to do, but two, it's like when I go between motorcycles for riding, the other bike I want to find something that doesn't have all the digital stuff, that I'll just take it apart in my garage and work on it. So I'm still on the search for that bike. That's going to be something fun to ride, but something I'm willing to take apart and deal with the consequences of me dismantling it myself. So, still on the search for that. Got a couple ideas. Part of it's like I've been thinking of that FJR bike and going into the inline 4. I think that one has. And then lately I came across an older model Rocket 3, so it looks a lot like that. The traditional Road King style, or, you know, not, it doesn't, the new Rocket 3 to me looks like it's just a huge naked bike, where the original Rocket 3, I think they called it a Roadster, also had that classic motorcycle look to it, just beefier. So I'm kind of debating if I want to pick that bike up. The question is, can I find parts if I need to replace something? So that's kind of the things I've been looking at lately. Is like what can I find and what can I find parts for? That'll be fun to do. And a Rocket 3 is not something you really see as much or at all, so it could be a tempting bike to have as a fun mess around bike, and then use this one for my other things. So we'll see. Still things in the works. There's always something going on in the house. But yeah, I hope this temperature drops a little bit. My wife's got her track day class in a week. And granted, it's not in Phoenix, so we're lucky on that part, but it's still in Arizona. And I know tracks get a little hot because, you know, all you're doing is racing around and there's no cover, all that stuff, so. Can I not turn right here? I guess I can, oh, maybe. Oh, there's just construction everywhere I go right now. So yeah, we'll see how she feels about that bike. She's renting a bike, so that'll be something different where you're not only doing the track day, you're trying to learn the skills on a bike you've never ridden before, so that could be a little interesting. We'll see how the bike does, how she goes with it. Other than that, days are just doing the same old, hoping the weather freaking cools down. I'm trying to plan for future events. So far the bike seems to be doing well. Tires feel different, but it's just something you get used to, I guess, again. It's interesting how one simple change just changes how everything feels. Hopefully I get the same kind of mileage out of these. Now I just gotta get to a highway to give it a little bit of a longer pull. Now that they're actually not flat, they're... Oh, my bike buddy came with me. Not sure where he's going, and I'm just messing around. That BMW that guy's riding is one of the bikes I was kind of looking at, but then I thought, I was like, well, there's just so much stuff in that bike. I don't know if I want to deal with fix it if it goes wrong kind of scenario. she feels a little normal now. So yeah, if I saw like someone had the BMW, what was it, the 1250 RT, for like a relatively inexpensive price, but then it's like, okay, how much technology data and how much of that bike is a work from home kind of bike? Is it, or is it going to be a purely a shop bike? And that's the other thing, is also like, I was kind of looking for something narrower. Granted, the Rocket 3 is not really a narrower bike, so that's why I was like trying to figure out. I really looked at that V-Rod and then I went and sat on it and I'm like, I mean, it was narrow. I mean, the tank is literally half the size of this thing. But then I like the one I sat on had the aftermarket exhaust on it, and it was like just sitting on it, having my leg on the ground. My leg was literally against the exhaust pipe, and I'm like, no, I do not want direct heat of an exhaust against my leg. That's like not what I'm looking for. So, as much as I could start finding those bikes at a reasonable price, or within my budget that I was kind of looking at, it's just not one that seemed feasible for me to want to get into for the actual ride experience afterwards. So, search continues. See what fun I find. It's so crazy how this thing has more vibration go through it than my Harley did. I'm assuming it's the frequency of the vibration. First, the Harley, man, it was weird. It was great in town, and once you got it to like 75, the bike would just go super smooth. My mirrors were crystal clear. It was like the weirdest scenario for like the bike just found this like harmony spot and just would be purely smooth. And that my wife's KTM, like when I was on the freeway that day, it kind of felt like that too, where it was just like when it hit a certain highway speed, the bike just like was very little vibration going through it. It just felt super smooth. Where it actually had more vibration in the lower speeds than it did at the highway speed. I'm rambling. I'm gonna get home. You guys have fun. Be safe. Enjoy some time out on the side. Till next time. Take care.